Ryzen 3. Cheap PC, browser full of tabs, maybe a bit of gaming on the side. This is where Ryzen 3 lives. It's AMD's entry point. Fewer cores, lower clocks, but still very usable. Think a budget build with something like a Radeon RX 6600, running games like CS2 or Fortnite just fine, as long as you don't expect ultra settings everywhere. It handles everyday stuff easily. Push it into heavy video editing or big Photoshop projects though, and you'll feel the limits pretty quickly. Now, about all those numbers. They're less scary than they look. The Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 part tells you the tier, how powerful the chip is within the lineup. The first digit in the number is the generation, so a Ryzen 5 7600 is actually newer than a Ryzen 7 5600, even though the 7 sounds higher. The rest of the numbers show the position within that generation. Higher usually means better performance, so something like a 7600 sits above a 7500, and a 7800 is a step higher still. Then there are letters. X usually means higher clocks and more aggressive performance. G means integrated graphics. F does exist on some Ryzen chips, like the 7500F or 8400F, and it usually means there's no integrated graphics, so you'll need a dedicated GPU. You might also see something like X3D at the end. We'll come back to that in a bit. Too many numbers and letters? Don't worry. By the end of this, it'll feel a lot simpler. Ryzen 5. This is where most people should be looking. Ryzen 5 is the sweet spot. Enough cores and speed to handle gaming, work, and content creation without feeling like you're constantly waiting. Pair it with something like an RTX 4060, and suddenly you're running modern games smoothly while Discord, Chrome, and Spotify sit in the background doing their thing. It's also where things like editing in Premiere or working in Blender start to feel comfortable instead of frustrating. Ryzen 7. Ryzen 7 adds more cores and better multitasking headroom. This is the kind of chip where you can game, stream, and record at the same time without your system falling apart. If you've ever tried running OBS, a game, and a browser full of guides on a weaker CPU, you know how quickly things can go wrong. This fixes that. It's also great for music production. Large projects in Ableton or FL Studio with tons of plugins feel much smoother here. Ryzen 9. Ryzen 9 is built for heavy workloads. 3D rendering, large code builds, complex timelines in DaVinci Resolve. The kind of stuff where minutes saved actually matter. Most people don't need this much power, and that's the honest truth. A lot of Ryzen 9 chips spend their lives opening Chrome and playing games. But if you do need it, nothing feels slow anymore. Everything just goes. Ryzen X3D. Technically, it's just a suffix, but it's not just a small variation. It doesn't look dramatically stronger on paper, but in games, it often beats everything else. That's because of 3D V-cache, extra cache stacked directly on the CPU. In practice, this means fewer stutters and more stable frame rates, especially in CPU-heavy multiplayer games or large open-world titles. Quick myth. More cores doesn't automatically mean better gaming performance. Cache and latency matter more here, and this is exactly why X3D chips exist. Ryzen Threadripper. This is where things get a bit absurd. Threadripper isn't for normal PCs. It's for workstations, people rendering complex 3D scenes, running simulations, or editing massive 8K video files. We're talking dozens of cores, the kind of CPU that makes a Ryzen 9 look small. Interesting detail, these chips are so large and power-hungry that they use completely different motherboards. You don't upgrade into Threadripper, you build around it. Ryzen EPYC. Same idea, but taken even further. EPYC chips are designed for servers, data centers, cloud infrastructure, massive databases. You're not buying this for a personal machine. This is what runs websites, services, sometimes entire companies behind the scenes. Legacy AMD chips. Older names like Athlon or FX still pop up, especially in budget systems or older PCs. These were AMD's mainstream chips before Ryzen took over. They're mostly irrelevant for modern builds now, but if you see one, just know you're looking at older architecture and much lower performance compared to anything current. Ryzen AI. This is AMD's newer direction. Ryzen AI chips include dedicated hardware for AI tasks, things like background blur in video calls, voice isolation, or AI-assisted tools and apps. It's not something you'll always notice directly, but more and more software is starting to rely on it. Ryzen Z series. These are built for handheld gaming devices. Think portable PCs like gaming handhelds. Lower power, but optimized for running actual PC games in a small form factor. It's basically Ryzen adapted for something closer to a console you can hold. Ryzen Pro. You won't see this in gaming builds, but it's everywhere in business laptops and office machines. Ryzen Pro chips add security features, remote management, and stability guarantees. From a performance standpoint, they're similar to regular Ryzen chips. The difference is what IT departments can do with them behind the scenes. Not exciting, unless you're the one managing 500 company laptops. Speaking of laptops, their CPUs come with suffixes that matter more than people think. U-series is all about efficiency, thin laptops, long battery life, great for browsing, coding, office work. HS is the middle ground, thinner gaming laptops or creator machines. HX is full power. These chips behave closer to desktop CPUs and show up in big gaming laptops. Amazing performance, but your battery will not be happy about it. So if you zoom out, it's pretty simple. Ryzen 3 handles the basics. Ryzen 5 covers most people. Ryzen 7 and 9 push into heavier workloads. X3D is for gaming performance specifically. Threadripper and EPYC live in a completely different world. If you're still not sure which CPU actually makes sense for you and don't want to waste money, I've put together a list of desktop CPUs that leading benchmarks rank as the best for price to performance. You can use it as a solid reference point instead of guessing. Drop some likes and comments if this video was helpful. Subscribe for more simple guides like this one.